Hello and welcome to the first ever Minecraft history lesson. Today we'll be talking about Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu is one of those people who everyone references all the time, but nobody actually has any idea who he is. So I figured, hey, maybe that'll get views. So I read his book The Art of War, did some research, and I am now ready to lift you, the viewer, from the squalor of your ignorance. There actually isn't a ton known about his life, because it was like over 2 millennia ago, but historians are fairly certain about some things. So Sun Tzu was born around 550 BC in the Kui Kingdom in present-day China. For context, within his lifetime, the Republic of Rome was founded and ancient Greece was at its peak. We do know that he was a military general in the time when the Zhao dynasty in China was weakening and conflict between the 7 individual states was escalating. So the guy would have been pretty busy. There are some records that show that he was successful in his military career, but that's where things get pretty fuzzy as far as what's actually true. There are a bunch of stories about him, which I'm actually not going to share because they're kinda messed up in some ways, but you can go look that up on your own if you want. His real legacy comes in the form of the book that he wrote called The Art of War. The Art of War is a compendium of military principles and strategies that he wrote, presumably based off his own experience. It's quoted all the time, including by Chinese Communist Revolutionary Mao Zedong, 5-star General Douglas MacArthur, and, most notably, Technoblade. He split into 13 chapters, each covering a different main topic, but the basic principles were clear throughout the book. His focus was on using deception, clever strategy, and knowledge of the enemy to secure victory. One of his most famous quotes says, "Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting," which is a pretty good summary of the art of war. Actually, I was amazed when I was reading the book at just how quotable it was. My personal favorite was, "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt." The dude clearly had a bit of a dramatic flair, and it makes the art of war a lot more interesting. I encourage you to read it yourself. It's not a hard read, but in case you aren't like me and actually have a life, I have put my favorite quotes down in the description. I'm actually trying to memorize them all because that would just be the coolest thing in the world, to be in the middle of a conversation and be like, "Ah yes, well, in the words of Sun Tzu, victorious warriors win first, then go to war." Anyway, that's about it. If you're one of the 2 people who might actually hear me say this, thank you, I appreciate it. Please comment to help out with the algorithm, and maybe I'll get 5 views instead of my expected 3. I really enjoyed making this, and I'm thinking of maybe doing another one if this gets views. Maybe French, Russian Revolution. Could be interesting.